It is time to update the My Hero 1's Justice 2 tier list. Now that May has been out for quite some time and players have gotten used to the character changes that came with the past, it's time to revisit our last tier list and make the changes that these characters deserve. For the first time ever, this is my tier list. So far, these tier lists have been a community effort. My opinion was only a part of what went into these characters' final placements, but today I feel comfortable enough to make changes on my own and complete this brand new tier list. So, as a result of my new reign, I'm gonna start by making some changes that I'm gonna call my personal changes. I'm gonna take 3 characters and change their placement based purely on how strongly I feel about them, regardless of the patch notes. And bam! Characters swapped. Kirishima, Momo, and Ida, all 3 of them changed positions. Momo drops a bit on A tier, mostly because I believe Mirio, Aizawa, and Twice have had more tech developed over time, so they definitely feel stronger than Momo. That said, if someone wants to pick her up and prove me wrong, I'd be happy to see it. I think she still has a lot of untapped potential. About Kirishima, Mario has been running this character and winning tournaments back to back, and at first it definitely looked like he was mostly just playing his assists, and he was winning despite the character being weak. The main problem this character has is how vulnerable he becomes after activating his armor. This move has a ton of recovery, but you can plug those gaps with an assist or by dash canceling if you actually get the hit or the opponent blocks. His rolling quirk is an amazing neutral tool. His armored tilt attacks can be cancelled with a dash, so if the opponent goes in, you'll punish them right away, but they also can't just sidestep and press buttons, and then on top of it, if he opens you up, his damage is quite decent. So I think that as a community, we need to stop pretending this character is weak. Mario has proven enough on his own. Slazanto came in and showed us a different style of Kirishima. I think he's currently a very high B tier, and that might honestly be below what the character deserves. And about these tournaments, if you didn't know, viewers like you have taken an extra step in supporting this channel, either by becoming Twitch subs or by subscribing on Patreon. And during this month of September, we're offering a 15% discount if you sign up for a full year on Patreon. That's almost 2 months for free. And if you do so, not only do you get my personal thanks for allowing me to keep doing what I'm doing, you also get access to exclusive live streams, weekly Q&A, and of course all the tournaments we host, both on My Hero 1's Justice, as well as Dragon Ball FighterZ and many others. Link to the Patreon down below. The 15% discount is gone by the end of the month, so hurry up. And finally, Ida is S tier. I've been saying it since launch, no one has proved me wrong, but everyone still says he's not an S tier character. Well, now this tier list is mine. There's nothing you can do to stop me. He even got nerfed in this patch. After his Plus Ultra 1, the buff he gets isn't as strong as it used to be, but in my opinion, that doesn't really matter. S tier, baby. Amazing pressure, good damage, the character's speed gives him awesome neutral, and still with a lot of untapped potential. Alright, those are my changes before the patch notes, so let's dive into the patch. We're gonna work our way from the bottom all the way to the top. Muscular, got a decent number of buffs, so he's gonna climb on this tier list. How much, you ask? Right there, above normal. Dabi also got a damage buff, along with some stuff that makes it easier for him not to drop combos, but largely he's still the same. We're also gonna raise him 1 position. Next up, B rank characters. Do you know who's joining the characters down here at B rank? Uraraka, the former S tier. And I'm actually putting her pretty low on B. Uraraka loops gave her guaranteed combos of 50% health or more. Now that she's lost that, her damage is actually below average. She still has her tools, some decent normals, some decent zoning, subpar I would say. The red attack though, probably still the deadliest in the entire game. But outside of that, she's got absolutely nothing on block. She's super easy to punish. I'll rank her at a low B. Also joining B rank is 100% Deku, right below Toga. 100% lost tracking on one of his projectiles. His aerial red quirk is much slower. He's just got a lot of gaps. He didn't fall super far on the list. I still think he definitely has his qualities, but he's without a doubt the weakest Deku right now. The thing is, every one of his moves is super flashy. He has so many particle effects that sometimes the moves seem stronger than they actually are. So when players first join and play against him, he seems overpowered. So 100% Deku is one of the most hated characters in the game because people don't understand that those moves are just flashy. They are not strong. I don't think this character actually needed any nerfs unless those nerfs were to the goddamn particle effects. Moving on to A rank, Amajiki, the Sun Eater, is gonna fall down a little bit because of his red attack. The second hit of his red attack is no longer unblockable, so you can sidestep the first one and then just block the second. This was one of Amajiki's main tools, but let's not forget that if a stage has walls, he can still gravity reset you until you die, since he can wall splat you with every single combo. Also joining the A rank, this time coming from below, is Kami. She's finally fixed, and she's pretty much just regained her previous rank. Now without the bug that causes her to die faster, players can finally enjoy playing Kami without that unfair disadvantage. damage. Gonna place it right there below the old Shigaraki. Mineta got nerfed, so we're gonna place him below twice. I've said it before, but a good Mineta player will keep resetting you until you either die or you break his combo with an assist. A good Mineta player will always hand his combos close to you getting stunned by the grape, so he can start another combo for free. That said, after the patch, it's now a little bit harder for Mineta to actually get in and start doing that stuff. Since his air yellow attack was nerfed, it's now way easier to dodge, meaning you can punish him a lot easier too. And finally, climbing down from S tier to A tier, we have the most hated character in My Hero 1 Justice 2, Endeavor. Now, I bet he's not as low as a lot of you expected. I think Endeavor is a strong character, but now he's fair at the very least. He can no longer just throw projectiles and random yellow attacks when you approach. His zoning has to be a lot more thought out, since the spear doesn't knock you as far back on block. And his yellow lost a lot of its tracking, making it easier to punish. However, that Endeavor damage is still there. This character can still kill you with a couple of combos, and his zoning isn't bad even though he got nerfed. He's probably still the best zoner in the game, so I have no doubt that he's still an A tier character. And those were the changes for the characters affected by the patch. I mean, there were more characters who have been changed. For instance, Fat Gum got buffed, but Slim Gum got nerfed. So overall, I'd say Fat Gum is a little bit stronger as a whole, but not enough to climb on the tier list. And Gang Orca got so many changes, most of them nerfs actually, but very slight nerfs in my opinion. At the same time, they gave Orca the option of starting combos with his projectile, something he couldn't do before the patch, or he could only do that in very specific situations. Now, because you can cancel into Tilt Quirk 2, that's the start of a combo right there. Kinda like Gran Torino, they nerfed the crap out of Gran Torino. All the changes they made were really good. They nerfed everything that was unfair about him, but then they gave him meterless loops. So while everything else got nerfed, his basic combo damage got super buffed, which means he's still the best character in the game, right there at the top of S tier. Though I will say, I make these tier lists with the offline mindset, because that's how I played most fighting games in my life. That's how I made most tier lists in my life. If a game is laggy, a lot of random elements start coming in, so it's hard to say who's stronger and who is weaker. That said, the most competitive tournaments we have for My Hero 1's Justice are online tournaments, and I don't actually think Gran Torino is the strongest character online. A lot of his combos have very specific timings, and you get a little bit of Wi-Fi in there, a little bit of lag, and it's very easy to drop it all. Online tier lists will look completely different, so just keep that in mind as you judge my placements, I guess. And with that, we're only missing one character on this tier list, and that's the newcomer, Mei Hatsume. This character is technical, so it took us a while to get used to her tools. She's definitely super weird to play, but over time, players have definitely figured out some stuff. For instance, punishing any move with a grapple is super effective, since she can reach you from really far away. Her air yellow attack has incredible tracking, and it's not easy to dodge at all, making her pressure a bit tricky to avoid. Not impossible, just a bit tricky. Damage is the department where she lacks the most, with sub-average combos that are actually pretty technical, involving a lot of jump or step canceling and also positional awareness, because she can squeeze out a lot more damage when she's close to a wall, which means that she's just not the type of character that rewards you for the amount of work you put in. So I have no doubt that she is a B tier, but as far as her placement on B tier goes, I think right there below Gang Orca would be a fair placement. And that's the updated tier list, folks. Let me know what you would change based on your personal experience. The patch is almost 3 weeks old at this point, so I'm sure that if you are maining a single character, your knowledge goes way beyond most people's regarding that specific character. So I'd love to know what you guys think, and don't forget that during this month only, if you sign up on Patreon for a full year, you get a 15% discount. That's almost 2 months for free. Hurry up because the offer is only for September. But as always, thank you very much for watching. My name is Globku, and I'll see you next time. Bye!